name's Joella. I'm with UMBC Rec. We're going to do about a 50-minute yoga practice here in just a sec. But before we get started, I wanted to remind you, please make sure you're listening to your body and take any modifications that you need. And please make sure that you check with a healthcare provider before starting a new exercise routine. So we are going to use a couple props today. If you have them at home, we're going to use one yoga block and a yoga strap. So if you don't have these things, that's fine. I'll tell you what to do if you don't have them. For a block, you could use a book or a tissue box or a small box, anything like that, or even like a little step stool if you have one. And then for a strap, if you don't have one at home, you can use like a regular belt or a belt to your robe, or towel, things like that. So we're going to start seated in a cross-legged position. So if you have that yoga block, let's sit up on top of it. So on the shortest side, you're going to put it so that your sits bones, the two like bony things at the bottom of your bum, sit right on the front of there. And that helps if you're tight through your hip flexors and through your low back, just so you can sit up a little straighter. So go ahead and just find a comfortable seat. If you don't have that block, it's totally fine. If you want to put like a pillow or something under your bum, you certainly can. But sit up nice and tall so you can get your ear over your shoulder, shoulder over top of your outer hip. So you're all in one line. Hands down, palms can be down or up, just resting on your knees. And you can close your eyes here. Maybe just allow your gaze to soften, 2 or 3 feet in front of you on the floor. Just notice how this feels. Go ahead and take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And exhale out your nose. And again, inhale. And exhale. One more time like this, nice and deep through your nose. Exhale out your nose. Let's place one hand on our belly and the other one on our chest so that we can feel our breath moving into our body. Again, taking an inhale through your nose. First, feel your belly expand, and then your chest. And then maybe you can feel it in your throat. And then exhale first from your throat, your chest, and your belly. Feeling your hands move or your body move under your hands. Inhale, belly, chest, throat. Exhale, throat, chest, belly. And again, belly, chest, throat. Exhale, throat, chest, belly. A 3-part breath. Inhale, belly, chest, throat. Exhale, throat, chest, belly. Go ahead and place your hands back down to your knees, but we're going to do that 2 more times. Nice deep inhale, belly, chest, throat. Exhale, throat, chest, belly. Really feeling your lungs expand. Belly, chest, throat. Exhale, throat, chest, belly. Just breathe naturally in and out your nose. Throughout our practice, we want to try and maintain this deep, calm breath. We're going to flow a little bit with our breath today, as well as holding some postures. Just something to keep in mind. Adding a little movement here on your next inhale, reaching your arms out and up. Exhale them back down by your sides. Again, inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hands down. Like there's no beginning or end to your movement or your breath. Take the full breath to reach your arms up, a full breath to reach them back down by your sides. This time, let's inhale them up. Exhale your right hand to the floor, left hand comes up and over, finding a side bend, stretching your left side body, but keeping your right side long as well, so your rib cage, your full rib cage is reaching up and over. And both sits bones are still in contact with the block or the ground or whatever you're sitting on. Inhale back up through center. Exhale over to the left. Left hand comes to the floor, right hand comes up and over. Again, keeping your seat grounded, keeping your left side body long. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, hands down to the side. Again, inhale, arms out and up. Pausing here. So we want our hands to be about shoulder distance apart, so they're right above our shoulders. And then thinking of your triceps wrapping in towards your face. So it's an external rotation. So if your arms were by your side and you externally rotated them, you'd be bringing your triceps forward. Same thing. But up here, it almost seems like you're turning them inward. So your triceps wrapping in, your pinky side of your arm coming closer together. And exhale, hands down by your sides. Again, inhale, arms out and up. This time twisting to your right, exhale, hands come down. Right hand behind you, left hand in front of you. Hands just land wherever they meet comfortably so that the twist is coming from our midsection. Gazing just straight out now, not necessarily twisting your head at this point. One more breath here. Inhale, arms out and up. And exhale, twisting to the left. Again, hands just land wherever they land comfortably so that the twist is coming from your middle. One more breath here. Inhale, arms back up, twisting back to the center. Exhale, hands down by your side. We're going to take like a seated cat-cow here. So just plant your fingertips just down to the floor so that just your fingers are on the floor, not your full palm. If you're longer arms than me and you can reach your palm down, walk your fingers out so that it's just your fingers on the floor. Inhale, sit up nice and tall here, and exhale, think of your belly button coming to your spine, rounding your back, tucking your chin, tailbone pointing forward for a seated cat. And then inhale, maybe walking your fingers out, broadening across your collarbone, lengthening your tailbone back towards the back edge of your mat for a seated cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. So you're nice and tall. Back bend's coming from your thoracic spine, from behind your rib cage. Exhale, seated cat. One more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale here, inhale, sit back up. Go ahead, remove your block. Let's just put it up to the top of our mat so it's there when we need it. And then come onto all fours. So we want our wrist creases, this line that your hand makes when you bend backwards, to be slightly turned out to the front edge of our mat so that your hands aren't together this way, but your fingertips are kind of pointing out towards the top corners of your mat. So wrists right underneath of your shoulders, knees right underneath of your hips. We'll take a few cat-cows here as well. So a nice deep inhale, belly button drops, collarbone broadens, tailbone lifts up towards the sky for cow. Exhale, belly button to spine, chin to chest. Cat pose, pressing down through your hand, maybe a little more into your thumb and first finger, down through the tops of your feet. Inhale, back into cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Again, thinking of your triceps wrapping in. Exhale, cat. And after this cat pose, go ahead, bring your hips back to your heels and rest in child's pose. From here, think of walking your hands forward so that you can get your forearm up off the floor. So press down into your hands, outer upper arms wrapping in, lifting your forearms up away from the floor. Next, inhale, back to all fours. Exhale, hold here. Inhale, back into your cow. Exhale, cat. Back to child's pose. Inhale, up, right into cow. Exhale, cat, into child's pose. one hand space so that your fingertips are where your wrist is where your fingertips just were. Now we're going to hinge forward so that your shoulders come over your fingertips slightly. And then exhale on your knees, chaturanga, keeping your outer upper arms wrapping in towards your rib cage. Lower halfway down, press back up to neutral spine. So inhale, shoulders come forward of your fingertips. Exhale, one long line, lowers halfway down, pressing back up to all fours. Got 2 more times. Inhale, shoulders coming forward of your fingertips. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, pressing back up through all fours. Exhale, hold. Inhale, shoulders come forward of your fingertips. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, pressing it back up. Back to all fours and hold. Go ahead, sink your hips back, child's pose. Walking your hands out. Again, lifting your forearms up and away from the floor, pressing down through your hands. One more breath. Inhale back up onto all fours. This time tucking your toes under, lifting your hips up and back for downward facing dog, Ardha Svanasana. So that same action we just had in our arms as we did in our child's pose. So pressing your hands down, lifting your forearms up and away from the floor, triceps, your outer upper arm wrapping in. Think of broadening across your collarbone here and gently pressing your shoulder blades forward towards your ribs. And a little bend in your knees, heels lifted right over top of your second toe, lifting your sits bones up to where the wall and ceiling meet behind you. So your back is nice and long, stretching through your whole back body. Arms are strong. One more breath here. At the bottom of your exhale, inhale forward to plank. Always an option to place your knees down to the floor here, but we're going to hold here for a moment. Press down into the balls of your feet, lifting your thighs up away from the floor. Tailbone lengthening down towards the backs of your knees. So you're one line from the crown of your head down to your heels. We don't want our hips hiking up. One more breath. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. This time we're going to lower our knees and let them hover about an inch off the floor. One more breath. Lifting your knees up, plank. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now flowing through that, inhale forward, plank. Exhale, knees lower, hovering. Inhale, knees lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more times, inhale, plank. Exhale, knees lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees lower. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog and hold. 3 breaths. The bottom of your next exhale, hinge forward, plank pose. Option to put your knees down. This time, shoulders come forward over your fingertips. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows staying in by your sides. Lower all the way down in one line to the floor. Extend your arms behind you. So for now, let's put the backs of our hands down to the floor, palms face up. And we're going to start with the engagement in our legs. So press the tops of your feet down to the floor and think of your inner thighs sitting up towards the ceiling and your tailbone, your buttocks flesh lengthening down towards the backs of your knees. We're going to exhale here. Inhale, chest, shoulders lift. Hands can stay to the floor. From here, think of your the points, the tops of your shoulders lifting up and away from the floor. So you're not cramming your shoulder blades together, but just gently bringing them closer to each other. And exhale, lower back down. Again, inhale, chest, shoulders, head lift. This time, arms lifting. So your outer arms wrapping in towards your back, palms facing together towards your hips. And exhale, lower down. One more time, this time picking up everything or sticking with the first two options. Inhale, chest, head, shoulders, arms, legs lift. One more breath. Exhale, lower down. Bring your hands under your shoulders so that their shoulder distance apart, and then walk them back so that your wrists are right underneath of your elbows. We're going to tuck our toes under. Think of pressing down to the balls of your feet and then pressing your heels back. Again, lengthening your tailbone down towards the back of your knees, lifting your thighs up so they might not come all the way up off the floor, but you're lifting them up in that direction. We're going to exhale here and inhale, push through your hands, coming up into upward facing dog on the balls of your feet. So shoulders over top of wrist, bringing your sternum forward. Back of your neck's long, so we're not letting our head drop way back, but it gazes up. Lifting your thighs, lifting your front hip points towards your low ribs. Now lifting from your inner thighs, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pausing here. Bottom of your exhale, look towards your hands and walk your feet forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of your mat, Uttanasana. Feet parallel to each other. Weights a little more into the balls of your feet. Knees can be bent as much as you need. If you have a block and it's more comfortable for you, you can place your hands to the block here. We're going to walk your fingers back so that they're in line with your toes, and you can bend your knees as much as you need to so that you can get your fingers there. But we're going to do an Ardha Uttanasana, so our halfway lift, without moving our fingertips from this position. So exhale here and inhale. Think of lengthening your spine, all four sides of your torso forward. And then just like we did when we were in our Shalabhasana, think of lifting your shoulder points up and away so your shoulder blades are coming together. Crown of your head's reaching forward. Weights a little more into the balls of your feet. Exhale, forward fold. So a lot of times when we do our Ardha Uttanasana, I see people do this big dramatic like wave thing, and it really just needs to be a small lengthening of your spine and back down. So let's do that, flowing through that 3 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. This time, inhale, arms sweep forward and up, Ardha Hastasana. And exhale, right back down, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, planting your hands down, stepping your feet back, plank. Knees can be down. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or upward facing dog, traditionally done on the tops of your feet. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Two breaths here. Bottom of your exhale, look towards your hands, walk, step, maybe float your feet up. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms forward and up, Ardha Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Flowing through this one more time. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, stepping your feet back, plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward dog, and pause. Inhale your right leg up and back to 3-legged dog, right to hip height. Toes and knees pointing down to the floor, outer hips hugging in, thighs squeezing together. Exhale, step your right foot forward to the inside of your right thumb. And you can use your hand to get there, but we want our ankle right underneath of our knee. We're going to heel toe that front foot over to the midline, spinning your back heel down so you're lined up heel to arch. And inhale up for Warrior 2. So shoulders are right over top of your hips, so you're not leaning forward or back. pressing down through all four corners of that front foot, lifting your right inner thigh, thinking of up and over that leg, pressing down to the outer edge of your back foot, spinning that back thigh in. Arms out to a T, and gaze out over your front fingers. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Thinking of that 3-part breath we had at the beginning of class. In your next inhale, find your reverse warrior. Left hand comes to our left leg. Our feet and legs stay the same. Right hand reaches up and over, finding a side bend. 3 breaths here. Inhale, back up to warrior 2. Exhale, right hand reaches forward towards the right. We're going to set it down to our block. So you can put it on the tallest height to the outside of that right leg. Left hand comes up and over. So we now have a long line from our fingertips down to that back heel. Still pressing down to the outer edge of that back foot, back thigh spinning in. Press down a little more into the heel of your right foot. And think of both sides of your ribcage reaching like out and away from you, so that we're not, crunching through our right side body. Hi, Artemis. One more breath. Inhale, back up to warrior 2. Exhale, hands come down to frame our right foot. Back heel lifts up, step it back, downward facing dog. One more breath. Left leg lifts up and back, 3-legged dog. Just to hip height, we don't need to bring it up really far. Outer hip squeezing in. Exhale, step it through to the inside of your left hand. We're going to heel toe our left foot over to the midline. Spin our right heel down, so we're aligned up heel to arch, and inhale up for warrior 2. So lifting it up on your quadriceps. Arms out to a T, holding here 3 breaths. Your next inhale, right hand to right leg, left hand reaches up and over. Reverse warrior, holding 3 breaths. Legs stay the same, so our thighs are still engaged, still pressing down through our feet. Inhale, back up through warrior 2. Exhale, left hand reaches over to the left, sitting it down to a block to the outside of our left leg. If you don't have a block, you can leave your elbow on your knee here. But even if you can touch the floor, let's use a block or put your elbow to your knee for now. Tailbone lengthening down towards the back of our heels, outer hip hugging in. Inhale, back up through warrior 2. Exhale, hands come down to frame our left foot, right heel pops up, step it back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. We're going to do that same sequence, but we're going to flow through it, matching 1 movement per breath. Here we go. Inhale, right leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, stepping your right leg through, spinning your left heel down. Inhale up, warrior 2. Exhale, hold. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, moving through warrior 2, coming into side angle. Inhale, back up, warrior 2. Exhale, hands come down to frame our right foot. Stepping it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, stepping it through. Spinning your back heel down. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, hold. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, moving through warrior 2, side angle. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, framing that front foot, coming down, step it back, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. One more time. Inhale, right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, hold. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, moving through warrior two, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Inhale up to warrior two. Exhale, hold. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, hands come down, step it back, downward facing dog, holding for 3 breaths. The bottom of your next exhale, hinge forward plank pose. You got an option to place your knees down to the floor here. One more breath here. We're going to press down through our right hand. Our left hand is going to lift up towards the sky. Come to the outer edge of your right foot, inner edge of your left foot. Option to have that bottom knee down to the floor. Or if you want a little more, you can stack your feet here. Trying to keep that left hip right over top of your right so it's not like rolling back. Press down through your right hand, lift up through your left. One more breath. Exhale with control, so we're not slamming your hand down. Bring it down to the floor, back to plank pose. Other side, press down through your left hand. Right hand lifts up to the sky. Come to the inner edge of your right foot, outer edge of your left. You can stack your feet here. Lifting up through that bottom armpit, so like pressing the floor away. Exhale, plank pose. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Bottom of your exhale, look towards your hands. Walk, step, or float your feet up. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms forward and up. Urdhva Hastasana. Hips sink back. Arms come. I said the wrong thing. This is not Urdhva Hastasana. This is, but I wanted Uttanasana chair pose. Sorry about that. Hips sink back. Weights a little more into your heels. Hip points lifting up and away from your thighs. Arms slightly forward in front of your head so that your spine can be long. One more breath. Exhale, forward fold. One more breath here. Inhale, arms forward and up. This time, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands down by your side. From here, let's place our block to the outer edge of your right foot. You may or may not need it, but we're going to put it there just in case. And if you have 2 blocks, you can place another one to the inside of your right foot as well. So hands to your hips. We're going to step, keeping our feet hip distance apart, we're going to step our left leg back about 3 feet. So the outer edge of that back foot can comfortably sit on the floor. So you can press down through that outer edge and wrap that inner left thigh back. So hips, you want your hip points facing forward. We don't want them to turn out to the side. They might do that a little bit naturally. We don't want to force them anywhere, but in general, they should be pointing forward. Placing your hands to your hips, press down through your feet, lift up on your quadriceps, and then exhale, hinge forward, any amount. So spine long, both sides of your ribcage reaching forward, crown of your head reaching forward. Pressing down to the big toe mound of that right foot as your right hip crease gently pulls back. And you can place your hands down to that block if that feels comfortable for you. Or you can leave them right here on your hips if that feels good too. Breathing here, lifting up on your quadriceps. So we're keeping the muscle engagement here to protect and contain the stretch. One more breath here. Placing your hands back up to your hips if they're on your blocks. And inhale, back into stand. Let's step your left foot forward. We'll just switch sides, right foot back. So feet, again, they're on like railroad tracks here. Your outer edge of your right foot pressing down as that inner thigh of the right leg spins back. Hips pointing forward. The left heel is right behind your second toe on your left foot. Lengthen your tailbone down. Lift up on your quadriceps. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall. And exhale, your hip points are going to tilt forward. You can place a little bend or a micro bend in that left knee. Think of your calf pushing forward into your shin. Pressing down through the big toe mound of your left foot as that left hip crease pulls back gently. You can keep your hands right here on your hips or place them down to a block. But your spine is long, so that's why we're using the block. So maybe you can touch the floor, but see how my back sort of started to round as we did that? We went nice and long. So that the fold is coming from your hips. Again, lifting up on your quadriceps, pressing down through your feet. One more breath. Place your hands back up to your hips. Press down to your feet. Inhale, up to stand. Stepping your right foot in to meet the left. Move your block out of the way. Coming back up to Tadasana, mountain pose, the top of your mat. Inhale your arms forward and up, Ardha. Exhale, hips sink back, Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, hold. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. We're going to step our right foot forward to the inside of our right hand and inhale up, high lunge. Outer hips hugging in, pressing down through all four corners of your front foot. Back heel's lifted right above your second toe. Little micro bend in that back knee so you can lengthen your tailbone down. Hold here, 3 breaths. Lifting your rib cage up. Exhale, hands back down to the floor, framing your right foot, step back, plank pose. Option to have your knees down. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right away, left foot steps forward to the inside of your left thumb. Sitting on the ball of your right foot, inhale. High lunge, little bend in that back knee, lengthening your tailbone down, hips hugging in. Front knee right over top of that front heel. 3 breaths. Exhale, hands come down to frame our left foot. Step it back, plank pose. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. The bottom of your exhale, look towards your hands, walk, step, maybe float your feet up. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Just flowing through it, staying right up. Ardha Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. We're going to do that same thing again, but instead of holding our high lunge, we're going to flow. So it'll be 1 breath count, just like we did with our flow earlier. So staying in Tadasana, mountain pose at the front of your mat. Inhale, arms forward and up, Ardha Hastasana. Exhale, Utkatasana. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, maybe floating your feet back, Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right away, right foot steps forward. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands framing that right foot, step it back, Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Moving with your own breath, whatever that is. Left foot steps forward, inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands down to frame the left foot, chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog, pausing here, 3 breaths. Pressing down through your hands, lifting up through your forearms. Tailbone lifting up and back. Bottom of your next exhale, look towards your hands. Walk, step, maybe float your feet up. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms forward and up. Uttanasana. Coming up to stand to Ardha. Exhale, Tadasana. Let's take a nice deep breath here. All right. Go ahead and grab your strap. Few options here. So starting in Tadasana mountain pose, we're going to ground down through our left foot. Stop at whatever point you feel is challenging to you today, because I'd rather you stay contained and focusing on muscle engagement in one posture versus trying to move to the next and potentially not able to hold the stretch or hold the muscle engagement and hurt yourself. So pause and build muscle and strength where you are today, okay? And that might be different from where it was yesterday and where it is tomorrow. So starting with your hands on your hips, feet hips distance apart. Root down through your left foot. First step, inhale your right foot so that your knee is at hip height. So hip point still facing forward, lifting up on that left quadricep. Outer hips really have to hug in here. From here, if you want a little more, we're going to loop our strap or belt or whatever you have around the ball of that right foot. Take your both sides of your strap in your right hand, hold it in front of you, left hand to your hip. So you're reaching your heel forward, that left thigh still lifting up, outer hips still really have to hug in, pressing down through the ball of your left foot. Shoulder blades coming together gently on your back. So we're not doing this. Broadening across your collarbone. One more breath here. So you can hold right here, or you can turn your leg out and move it. You're abducting it out to the side. And maybe you can bring your left hand out to a T shape. Still keeping this hip hugged in, thigh lifted. Now coming out of it with control, the same way we came in, bringing our hand back to our hip, bringing our foot back to center. You can release your strap, bring your knee back up to hip height, and sit it down to the floor. Check out that left leg. If you're like me, that always makes my supporting foot really tired. All right, other side. Again, pausing where you feel stable and where you can build strength today. So pressing down through your right foot, lifting up through that right quadricep, lengthening your tailbones down, outer hips hugging in so that you're already have muscle engagement here before we even do anything. You're standing intentionally. We're going to inhale your left knee up to hip height. And make sure now your right hip didn't just do that, but that it's staying contained. Okay, looping your strap around your left foot. Both sides of the strap come into your left hand and extend your heel forward. Your knee can be a little bent here. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. In fact, we don't want to hyperextend it, so maybe you do need to keep a little micro bend there. Broadening through your collarbone. One more breath. And then maybe you can begin to abduct that leg out to the side. Again, keeping that right hip hugged in so it's not poking out to the side, lifting up through your supporting quadricep. Right hand can come out to a T. One more breath. Placing your right hand back to your hip. bringing your left leg back to center, releasing your strap. Hovering your knee right at hip height. Exhale, sit it down. Go ahead, shake out your legs. All right. Do one more thing before we cool it down. Let's go ahead. We're going to use our strap during cool down. So put it like to the center back of your mat where it's not in the way, but you'll be able to reach it when you're laying down. We're going to leave our block at the top of your mat, just wherever you'll be able to reach it from like a warrior two position. Okay. Feet hips distance apart. We're going to inhale, arms forward and upward, Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, skip it or Chaturanga. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Hopefully your block's not in the way like mine is. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through the inside of your thumb. Heel toe it over to the midline, spinning your left heel down. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale here. Inhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Grabbing that block, bring to the outer edge of your front foot. So again, if you don't have a block, you're right here with your elbow on your knee. So we are going to press down through your right foot. Gaze a foot or so in front of your toe. You're going to step that block forward a foot or so in front of your pinky toe, pressing down that foot, not really launching off that back leg, but just lifting it up to hip height. Now if you don't have a block, you can bring your fingertips down to the floor, or it's a little harder to balance, but you can rest it on that leg. So pressing down through your right foot, lifting up the right quadricep, right hip hugging in. So your toe and your knee of your left leg are pointing like towards the side wall, they're not pointing up. Right in line with your hip, crown of your head reaches forward, and this left arm is right above your shoulder. So this is kind of a very similar shape to what we just had in that standing pose. One more breath. Stepping it back to warrior two. Exhale, hands come down to frame our right foot. Now you can flow through your Chaturanga and up dog or skip it. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through the inside of your left thumb. Heel toe it over to the midline, spinning your right heel down. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, hold. Inhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Left hand comes down to that block, the outer edge of your left foot. Right hand right above your shoulder. Both sides of your torso reaching forward. Look down to the floor, gazes out about a foot in front of that left foot. We're going to reach our block or your fingertips out about a foot in front of your pinky toe. Shift your weight to your left foot and just gently lift that back leg up to hip height. This is Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. And again, it's a similar shape to the other balance pose we just did, which is the Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. So that outer left hip really hugging in, back leg right at hip height, toes and knees pointing towards the side wall. Lifting up on the quadricep of your left leg. One more breath. Stepping it back, nice and controlled. Warrior two. Exhale, hands frame your left foot. Last time, if you want it, if not downward facing dog, but exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward dog. Breathe here. Your next exhale, gently place your knees down to the floor. Hips sink back, child's pose. Your next inhale, slowly walk your hands back up. Swing your legs out in front of you. Go ahead and grab your block if you have one, or you can roll up your mat or sit on a pillow like we did at the beginning of the class. So you're going to sit on your block so that your sits bones are right towards like the front half of the block. And then extend your legs forward in front of you. Little bend in your knees, sitting up nice and tall. Hi, baby. So your outer ear over your shoulder, shoulder over hip. You can see my back's long a lot of times because we tend to sit at desks or in our car or wherever all day. We have a lot of Americans have tight hip flexors causing your low back to round. So if you notice you're sitting kind of like this, you sit on the floor, that block can really help you, as well as a little bit in your knees. Hi, lay down. All right, sitting up here tall for a moment. You can allow your gaze to soften and your eyes to close, fingertips just resting down by your side. We're just going to hold right here for 3 breaths. And then exhale, hinging forward, maybe only a few inches because we want our hip points to actually move forward. One more breath. Spine still nice and long. Inhale, sit back up. Gently remove that block out to the side and come down to your back. Knees bent, so your feet are parallel to each other. Heels right underneath of your knees. Hips distance apart. Hi, Artemis. I know, babe. So you're going to hold on to the outer edges of your mat. I know, please lay down. So holding on to the outer edge of your mat, you're going to use this to walk the backs of your arms under. So your triceps are coming like under your arms, almost like you're kind of coming out of your chest a little bit. So exhale here. Inhale, press through your feet and lift your hips up towards the sky. So you're pressing down through your feet, down through the backs of your arms, and that's going to allow your collarbone to broaden. Bring your tailbone, your buttocks flesh lengthening down towards the backs of your knees. Pressing your shoulder blades up into your rib cage. Little space between your chin and your chest. One more breath. And exhale, lower your hips back down to the floor. Okay, so just like we did in Utthita Padangusthasana, we're going to take our strap around the ball of our right foot, and this time hold one side of your strap in each hand. If you don't have a strap, you can interlace your hands wherever they reach on your leg, so behind your thigh, your calf, maybe you can even reach your toes. Just gently stretching through our hamstrings here. One more breath. Go ahead, release the strap, and then just hug that leg in towards your chest. And sit it back down to the floor. So let's take a moment here just to kind of notice the curve of our back. So your low back, your sacrum, should be in contact with the floor, so like right behind your bum. And then your lumbar spine should gently lift up and away from the floor. So you should be able to like slide your hand under there a little bit. And then your thoracic spine, your spine that's kind of behind your rib cage, that should be in contact with the floor. And then your neck should lift up and away from the floor. So then the back of your head is on the floor. So we want to try and maintain that even when we lift our legs wherever we put them. We want to keep that neutral spine, the neutral curves in our spine. Okay, so keeping our right leg planted down to the floor, let's loop our strap around the ball of your right or left leg, and extend that left leg up towards the ceiling. And now notice, did that make your back, your low back, your lumbar spine flatten to the floor? And that's one of the reasons today that I want to keep this leg bent, even if you can straighten it, but just so that we can be aware and feel that, the curve in our spine. One more breath here. Go ahead, release your strap, and then hug your left knee into your chest. Push your left foot back to the floor. We're going to move our hips over slightly to the left and allow your knees to drop to the right, arms out like a cactus. Just holding here for about 3 breaths. Inhale your knees back up through center. Moving your hips out over to the right, allow your knees to fall over to the left. 3 breaths. Inhaling your knees back up through center. And then slowly make your way into Shavasana, final relaxation pose. So your knees can stay bent if that feels better for you, or you can extend your legs down your mat. But take a moment here to get comfortable. Find a position where you can lay and get all the fidgets out, so you can be still for a few moments. Allow your breath to be natural and your body to be heavy. And we'll stay here for about a minute. Stay in Shavasana as long as you like. When you're ready, bring your awareness back to your breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And gently roll over to one side. And press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Again, sitting on a block if that feels good for you. We'll just take one breath here together before we complete our practice. Nice deep inhale, arms reach out and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Namaste. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed your practice. Again, my name is Joella with UMBC Rec. Have a great day.